I think that worked. I think it worked.
Yeah, we are live. Yeah, we are live.
This feels very wrong.
Well, it had to happen one day, didn't it? I mean, it did happen before. We did have the young ones that week, didn't we?
The boss in here. Where is he?
It was his idea to start it at 7, wasn't it?
I bet I've done something wrong as well. I bet I've clicked the wrong thing.
What, we're streaming live on Pornhub or something? We're not on our usual outlets.
Not again.
Everybody all right?
Living the dream, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Thank you. I'm all right. The extra hour in bed helped wear off the beers that I shared with Sam yesterday.
Nobody. Oh, where was that echo from?
It's got to be Sam, hasn't it?
Always Sam. Do you know, he said to me when we joined about 10 minutes ago and we're having a chat, he said, "Oh, look, I'm in sync and I can hear you. My internet's working." I said, "You wait till we go live."
Yeah, he's got sounds like he's got cats in the background, even though we don't have cats. But where is he? Do we need to phone his mum?
I'm worried now.
Do we need to? You don't reckon she switched off the power to the broom cupboard, do you, and locked him in?
Oh, he's here.
He's here.
He's back of house.
Oh, maybe he's
going to be fuming. We click go live. Look at him. He's laughing.
Maybe he's not changed his clock slot.
He's sorted his hair out. Look at him. Oh, beautiful bastard. Hello.
I'm sorry. I'd done a clean on my laptop and it had logged me out of everything.
Got rid of all that porn.
No, kept that. External hard drive for that.
Can you take me out the boss's bit? Can I go over there? It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, of course you can. That's fine. You can go over there.
You won't miss much. You won't miss much. We've covered the game though. That's done.
Oh, is it? Are we done now? Yeah.
Is that it? Covered the game. We're just about to go on to how old are you, and then
we'll go. Mike sounded like our defence there. I can't see what's going on.
What's happening? Someone help me.
Well, welcome to all our Clickbait Man United and Gillingham fans who now follow us weekly. It's doing great for our numbers. All good for the club.
I can't lie. I was hoping that there was absolutely no controversial moments this week in our game because I thought the minute we start voting about a referee.
Yeah, that's true. Well, do you know what? I went back and listened to our Warren when we were talking about the high kick. I thought we spent more time bitching and whining about Warren not going down holding his head than we did about the referee not calling it. But,
well, that's the Grimsby way, isn't it?
Yeah, let's blame the players. Yeah. And what a game to do that with.
He's wearing a Ferrari top, Marina Halley.
Yeah,
in short, cheat better. Is that the argument now? Cheat better.
Doesn't Sam look good in red?
Go in a Liverpool shirt if you like. If that's what you're angling for.
I was going to start singing "Lady in Red" then. I thought that's a bit harsh.
How is everybody? Has everyone had a good evening? Good week?
Oh, marvellous, wasn't it? Yeah, well, yeah, great.
Yeah, brilliant, fantastic, great.
We had a nice time in the pub before the game, Bruce.
We were all right.
Sam, come and talk to you, Bruce. That's rare.
He doesn't talk to us. He says hello and goodbye. That's it. That's all he does.
Yeah, it's Irish goodbye everywhere.
No, he spent the entirety of pre-match with us.
Oh, he's got his favourites.
It was anti-lunch wasn't there, and his dad didn't go. So
there we go. Yeah,
he needed, right, got you.
He needed a bigger boy to look after him. Bruce, can you go and ask for this beer at the bar for me, please?
It was just a bit weird because my card was confused when I tried to use it between the hours of 12 and 3 on a Saturday. I thought this is unusual activity.
It's like, you don't use this. What are you doing? You've never used this.
Do you not mean to use the taxpayer card?
He did cause a fight in the pub though.
Did not cause a fight.
What did he do? Was it just his appearance?
Well, no, yeah, he got there, and then these two lads just started having a go at each other, and it was.
I just thought the idea that he just gets there and people start having to go at Sam.
I'll tell you what though. I think in amongst the melee. There was one of the door staff who was only a young lad, and he wasn't massive at all. You know when we used to go out in Cleethorpes, you looked at the door staff and you're like, I wouldn't mess with you, mate. Not a cat in hell's chance would I mess with you. And anyway, there was these two lads started sort of going for each other, and then it descended into sort of I don't know, a scene from a barroom brawl because somebody's dad joined in, or there was, and then this girl joined in.
There was a girlfriend joined in. Yeah, there was a girlfriend joined in.
Leave it, Sam. He's not worth it.
And then the two bouncers come in, and it all sort of calmed down, and there was a lot of pushing, and not actually that many punches thrown. The two lads had a bit of a go at each other for a couple of seconds, but it didn't last anyway. But there was more sort of this group. It was like a rugby scrum going around the pitch, and it was just sort of, there was about 5 or 6 people in this huddle that were just sort of moving around the room, all sort of grappling with each other. But yeah.
So how did Sam start this? Because everything you've described does not live up to that billing here, Bruce.
It was he bought 3 pints and his card got declined. But it was apparently there was some inappropriate behaviour, and the girl's boyfriend was sat at the end of the bar and took exception to it, and that's what we heard, but we don't know anymore. We didn't get too involved. But yeah, this this.
Well, you do want to talk about it on a podcast.
This bouncer must have caught a flailing arm from somebody, and they've got rid of the kids, and the bouncer come back in, and like in the old days, like I say, you wouldn't mess with them.
No, because none of us are from the old days, Bruce. None of us remember them.
Yeah, but you must have. You can imagine. You can picture a bouncer in 1995, and nowadays you get some young lad that's just like, you know what, that's not. Anyway.
Is Bruce making an updated version of "Don't policemen look young these days"?
Yeah, probably. Anyway, let me finish, then you can move on to something. Anyway, the bouncer come back in.
Okay.
Bouncer come back in.
Stop diverting from my diversion. So the bouncer comes in.
Oh,
going. No. The bouncer come back in, and he stands there for about 5 minutes rubbing his lip, like that hurt. That hurt. I've been hurt, and like back in the day, there would have been no sort of, they wouldn't have even felt it. But yeah, so that was it before the game. We did a few pubs, Sam, didn't we? And then we went to the game.
We did a very non-match day away days type pub, didn't we? That sort of, what would you call it? Like sort of like gin bar masquerading as an away day pub. No
touching of the hair or face.
That was the one where I ended up at the front when it was time to buy the drinks. That was, yeah. It was, what was it called? Ebenezer's.
Ebenezer's, yeah.
Where's that?
Ebenezer's.
Is it good?
It was all right. The upstairs was quite
good. Come on.
I'm not giving you that. I'm not. No, you were late. You're not having any banter and humour tonight. You're in the.
Because you always get it every week. You get the banter and the humour every week. Just not this week.
You're in the doghouse. But yeah, it was a bit not our sort of place. It was okay. It was okay, and the lager was all right. But they only had one lad serving, and they were queuing out the door. It was a bit. So I felt like I had to buy all the drinks in one go. Else, no, I'd have finished my pint before Sam got served. But yeah, it was all right. Thank you. And then we got to the game with 1,100 other town fans. Another good turnout. Yeah.
Treat to a good game of football.
It was great for 8 minutes.
I can't talk about the game yet.
We can't talk about the game yet, can we?
The credits haven't run.
Oh, we've got ages yet. My favourite bit of the week was Bruce telling me off for talking about the Gillingham game still.
You're going on about the Gillingham fans going on about it was just like a never-ending cycle.
I did love it. Bruce is going, will you lot stop talking about things from last week? Anyway, here's something that happened in 1932.
The man who all he does is go on about things that happened in the past. Literally, all you do, 95% of your time is that.
There's a difference. The recent past, which is last week, and there's 35 years ago when we were good.
That's not old enough for Bruce to tweet about.
You wait. You boys are in for a treat tonight with how old are you? I've done a teenage special for you three.
Oh.
But yeah.
Oh, waiter service.
No. Not bad.
I might try that. No, didn't work.
Just get slapped around the face. Yeah. Anything interesting to happen to it? Sam, you're back. You're alive. Where have you been?
We've been worried sick.
What's the name?
No, you haven't.
I have. I even checked up on you. I even messaged you and said, "Where are you? How are you?" I was that worried.
It's just been a culmination of things over a number of weeks where I've just kind of it's not kind of so. Last week, for example, we did it early as well, and I was at home and we had tea at that time. I've been to Baku. I've been at Tory Party conference. I've been busy having meals out after friends doing half marathons. So yeah, poor showing on my part, frankly, for the last few weeks. But I'm back now.
Does anybody else remember when Sam used to do lists of how often people had been here? They've completely stopped now, haven't they?
That's true.
That's because he doesn't know. He doesn't know anymore.
Is your name also going to list?
I still listen to the pod, Bruce. When I don't, I
Oh,
still listen
if
to
I'm
it
not
even
on,
if
I
I'm
don't
not on it.
listen. I don't
Do
listen.
you not
Not
do?
good
I
enough.
listen to it. Because the
Bruce
reason I
knows
started
the quality
coming on
goes
it is because I
down.
listened. Because the reason I came on it is because I listened to it in the first place.
Oh, that's good. I came on to Jack Johnson invited me on because he was friends with Alex, and it was because I was doing my greatest goal of all time. I think Alex won it.
Who won that? Was it just the
It
Huddersfield
was
goal?
Cockerell against Huddersfield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, that one with
big Jeff.
the one touch all over the show kind of movement.
I was asking Bruce. I know you've been away, but I was asking
I like that he was
Bruce.
paying attention. I like that he was paying attention.
Yeah, leave him alone. Leave the lad alone.
Right, you're not going to get me and Sam to say anything nasty to each other today because we're ready.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life around there. They're going crazy.
This antiquated main stand, I can feel it vibrating.
Say, like a penalty here, there'll be fish flying about that. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! This is Vernon! Vernon scored! The supporters are invading the pitch because Grimsby Town have caused one of the biggest upsets in their history.
Love it.
Mike sounds annoyed. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the DN35 podcast. Great for you to be here. Thank you very much. We haven't really got much to talk about, and we're an hour early. So yet again, you've arrived in your droves. Really appreciated. It's going to be a quick hard stop because Lando is pole and might not actually fuck this race up. You never know. But you know, we live in hope that he doesn't. Well, I do. Mike doesn't.
Live in hope that he does. Prick.
There we go.
Yeah, I really want Lando to win. Just look at how I'm dressed.
You're dressed like an Italian baby. Anyway, Grimsby Town decided to go. Grimsby Town decided to, as my child would say, go to a mid-table season and perform mid. Once again, Grimsby Town gets stuck in the quagmire of mid-table obscurity. And is that where they're heading? We had a chance to go top yesterday. We now are not top. We're somewhere in the middle. But the pack is closing up, and it won't take too many for us to drop down. Bruce and Sam were there. All they can tell you about is the fight in the pub beforehand. Me and Mike were not there. We were watching from Bordeaux. And I'll be honest, not unlike the defence, I kind of zoned out after about 25 minutes. So, Bruce, how was it for you?
I've not really thought about it too much since yesterday until
Good
you
stuff.
which is I guess is quite good that I've started to think about it now, given that I'm on a podcast talking about it. I'm disappointed. We were so in control of that game at 1-0. It was unreal. They were nothing. The fans had nothing, and we talked them back into it, didn't we? I've not watched anything again. I can't be arsed when we've lost. It bores me. But we just weren't good enough yesterday. But as I say, that game, somebody put on Twitter, I think it was Chalky put on Twitter, you know, the game was there to be won yesterday, and it definitely was. And if we're going to do well as we thought we were going to do well a month ago or 2 weeks ago, or even, you know, some may still think that, we need to be getting more consistency. Nobody's consistent, and the teams that eventually pull away at the top, if anybody does, will be a bit more consistent than we are, because at the moment this win one, lose one, win one, draw one, or lose one, it's good for the league. I mean, it's, as you just said, everyone's bunched up, haven't they? But it really did feel yesterday like we talked them into it. They were out of form, out of sorts. The fans were quiet until we gifted them that goal, and then quite fairly quickly they got that second. And the game, at worst, we should have taken a point. The second half was pretty much, I mean, I had a few beers, but it was pretty much a non-event. There wasn't a lot happened. There weren't loads of clear-cut chances, I didn't think, for either team. It concerned me every time we gave away 3 or 4 silly free kicks that always worry me. But luckily, they didn't get anything from them. But yeah, it was just frustrating and a bit disappointing would be the 2 words that I used to describe it.
I was interviewed by the Railwayman podcast last week, and to say they were not looking forward to this game is an understatement. Their manager is on the cusp of being sacked, and they were discussing whether or not they should sack him now or they should sack him after the Town game or after the FA Cup game they've got against Donny, which is, they don't expect to win that either. And given the first 10, 15 minutes, that kind of was sort of playing out before our eyes, and we were pretty dominant. The fans sounded brilliant, and then I got to admit, I thought we lost our way quite substantially, and it'll be interesting to go into the mires of why we think that might be. But that was a game that Crewe fans were fully expecting to lose. The argument would be that I believe the guy who is now their manager doesn't really like Artell. They had a bit of a falling out there, and that might have been the motivation needed, but it didn't look like that for the first 15 minutes. That's some of the context to the game. It obviously means quite a lot to them to beat him. It's a bit like West Brom rocking up here in the 90s going, why are they all foaming at the mouth? What's going on? And yeah, it was really disappointing. I don't think anyone, maybe apart from Kieran Green, from my opinion, comes out of it with any sort of credit. Clearing the ball off the line, did quite a lot, but everyone in the defence made at least one mistake. Kabia's mistake up front when we're 4-on-2 and he decides to blast it from 20 yards is pretty unforgivable. And if we had options, I would say bench him for the next 5 weeks, because as you can see, he's now gone 4 games without a goal, and I'd imagine he will play against Brentford, so that will probably be 5 games without a goal. Then he goes into Ebbsfleet, and I can imagine it could become his Kabia show, trying his best to get another. So I don't know if he's been found out, and he'll be interested to see if he's learning from it. But I thought that was really bad. The defence were pretty terrible as well. Sam, I'm taking over what you saw. What was your thoughts on the game?
I agree with most of what you said there, apart from what you talked about with our best player being Green. Walker scored 2 good goals. You've got to give him. I think he's surely net credit. And I thought Justin he's created both goals, taking the second goal. It's very, very. So I'm going to call him by his first name, because is it Amalou or is it Amalou? So just call him Justin to make life more straightforward. So you've got to give them credit in some regard. I thought Green was quite quiet, actually, generally speaking, yesterday. On Jays, it's not kind of a new thing with me. My dad and I were talking about this. I remember a conversation I had with him about 3 or 4 weeks ago now about, is it time to take Jays out of the side for a couple of weeks? Bear in mind, I know he's not a young, he's a similar age to me, but he's not a young, he's a young lad in terms of a professional footballer. It's his first season in pro football. He's come from National League South. It was always likely at some stage that he's going to kind of run out of steam, maybe need a bit of a breather. I just think that it would do him some good to be taken out of the side for a week or 2. And actually, maybe after Tuesday, we've got a great opportunity to rest him for a couple of games. I'm not saying he's crap by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying he looks a bit leggy. I don't
think you're wrong, Sam. I think that's exactly the case. It's just he could well have been found out in terms of, you just need to adjust something. The one thing that he had working for him, perhaps that's what it is, and he just needs to sit down with a couple of the guys and analyze where else he can take advantage, because he's got it and he's gifted. I haven't necessarily seen
driven. You can tell he's driven as well.
But I haven't necessarily seen that, and Artell kind of alluded to it during his interview. I haven't necessarily seen that gut busting stuff that we'd seen. Danny Rose is probably because by default he is charging down everything. I haven't seen KBA do that to the same degree he was in the first few games, but there have been elements of it.
The thing is, if you do take him out the side, the only person you can put in the side is Rose because Gardner's injured. And I don't really think Soonsup Bell as a lone striker is really a kind of feasible option. And Rose is clearly not fit to play not anything like 90 minutes because just by virtue of the fact how late he came on in the game yesterday. Not to mention, KB's game, and we've been set up this season, is all about running in behind, stretching play. If you bring Rose in, that totally changes because Rose is, bless him, he's not going to run in behind. He's not got any pace. So it's all more to feet. So you've got to change the way we play if you bring Rose into the team. The more kind of controversial one is I think McEachran needs taken out the side as well, just not for very long, but he's looked leggy and ponderous, I'd say, for weeks now. Usually what you associate with McEachran is the ball comes to him and he knows where it's going immediately before it even gets to him. Never gets caught in possession, very rarely kind of gives the ball away. Yesterday, and I thought last week as well, and I thought against Cheltenham when I last went at the end of September, I thought he struggled, and against Colchester he gave away 2 daft free kicks within the first couple of minutes. He just kind of looked a little bit off it, and frankly, we've highlighted before on this podcast, and other Town fans have, that when McEachran's not at it, we tend to struggle. So, do you reckon to play him through it? I think you've got to play him on Tuesday night, but I don't. He's just needs a little bit of a breather, maybe to kind of like to get himself back into things. We know he's a brilliant player who will get back into form. But no, that game was there for the taking yesterday. We bumped into it at half time, didn't we, Bruce? And we said if we just up it a little bit here and play ourselves properly, we will win. And I still think that's true. But we didn't. And in true Grimsby Town style, we've probably kicked Crewe back into form, which we're very, very good at historically. Sides who are on a bit of a slump play us, beat us, and they're back in form.
Mike.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought you'd finished. Sorry, Sam. I'm going to cut Sam off. Mike, what did you think? We got a Grand Prix to go to.
Yeah, it was frustrating. You go away from home, you get an early goal, and you think, right, that's it. Come on, Town, and we just from there we went backwards. You can sort of tell the way Artell thinks the game's going to go, whether he plays Green and Walker or Green and Corey. That's generally a sense. I think he did it at Newport and he did it at Cheltenham. He did it again on Saturday. He picked 2 to play a bit further forward. And I think from half time, I think it was abundantly clear that wasn't working. I think we were getting a bit over in the midfield. Our press wasn't working. We didn't know when to go, who to go. And we weren't going together. I think that made us look really disjointed. Frustrating that all 3 goals are goals which are really preventable. I mean, the first one speaks for itself. The second one, Warren gets too tight, lets the man turn around and get across into the box. But I think it needed changing a lot earlier. And I think the added difficulty with that is that Walker would have been the one you need to take off, and he scored 2 goals. That's a difficult thing to do. But I think other than scoring 2 goals, that's all I think he did. Now, he's taken his goals well, and you can't criticise him for that, but that midfield wasn't working. I think that's where the problem came from yesterday. And I always, with Town this season, there's 2 things I look at, and if they're happening, I know we're playing well. That's how much of the ball Vernon gets and where he gets it, and he didn't get a lot of it after 20 minutes yesterday, and how much of the ball Sweeney gets and where he gets it. And again, I can't remember Sweeney really getting on the ball too much yesterday. Those are the 2 things that if we're playing well, we see a lot of. So really, really frustrating. I just think we were just pretty crap at everything yesterday. Didn't press, didn't get playing the way we should play. And I was speaking to Youngie about this a few weeks ago. We do have a habit sometimes, and this can happen, and we can get out of it and learn from it. But we have a habit of letting teams drag us into a game they want to play, instead of playing the game that we want to play. And I think that happened yesterday. The amount of times they've got 2 or 3 players running through our midfield is not what I'm used to watching Town this season. Usually you've got McEachran in there breaking it up and Corey breaking it up, but they were just running at our back line. So really, really frustrating. Really frustrating. And I don't think it changes my opinion on the team. I think these things can happen, you know. If we'd nicked a goal when Cabia's going 4-on-2 and we'd won, we'd have gone top, and we'd all be saying that's how you win a league, because you win when you're not playing well. So I think it's fine margins, but I think 3 cup games are coming at the right time. There's plenty of players that need a rest. McEachran's one of them. I think that's right. Cabbier's one of them. I think that's right as well. The difficulty
and
with
just
Cabbier,
Vernon to save his
yeah. The thing I would say about Cabbier is, and Artel mentioned this, he did influence the game quite a lot in the last game. I think what happens when you're playing as a lone striker, especially the way we play, when it's not happening behind you, it does look worse for you because you've not got the support, you've not got the ball in the right area, and you're left running between a back four, getting nowhere near it. And he also took a bit of a knock. So I would get him out of the team for Ebbsfleet and the Everton game and then bring him back into the next league game.
When are we fucking? Oh, Everton, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, the under-21s game. Get him out, get him rested because he did take a knock and he looked a bit tired from 60 minutes.
Do we have to play that Everton's game?
Well, it's a good opportunity to get quite a few players rested and a few players up to speed. There's lots of players that need some minutes.
Yeah, they're going to play on Saturday, aren't they? Because we're not going to play Cabier and McEachran and McJanet next Saturday.
I think we will. I think there'll be grief if we lose to Ebbsfleet. I think that'll be important.
You do have lots of players that need to play, and it will need more than one game. You know, Tory probably needs some minutes, not fitness wise, just needs some football to get used to playing some football. You've got Gilsnan coming back. You've got Van Sorsum who's only come off the bench. Danny Rose needs a couple of games to get up to fitness. So there is a list of them.
There's got to be changes Saturday. I think we'll be quite heavily changed on Saturday.
My worry is that Rose is only getting 15 minutes still. Like that game was crying out for someone else to get involved in it, and he isn't. Why is he not being trusted for more than 15 minutes? If he's not there yet, then you can't really expect him to play 2, maybe 3 games in the next week or so.
I think trusted can't be not trusted. Like you'd trust Rose with your life, wouldn't you? It must be a fitness thing.
I think Sam's hit the nail on the head with what he said earlier. That I don't think he suits the way that we want to play this season. And Cameron Gardner was the natural replacement for Cabier with his running in behind. And you look at the running that he put in against Man United, and I think that they would have. I think he forced his way into the reckoning this season, and he was going to be the one that played when Cabier couldn't. And I don't know that Danny Rose suits. I mean, he's very experienced. Don't get me wrong, and he's never let us down. But I don't know that Sam said yesterday. If Danny Rose plays, we're going to have to change the way we're going to have to change quite a lot of the way the team plays, in his opinion. And I sort of agree with that.
I don't, because I don't think our play relies on the striker being a particular focal point in build-up play. I think we like to play the ball through the thirds, is what the phrase is these days. Get the ball out wide and then move from there. I don't think we overly need somebody running in behind. And if we do, and you've got one of your wingers, you can just change who's doing that. I think you may have to adapt slightly because from player to player, of course you do. But I don't think it's a fundamental difference. I think Danny Rose can do that job, no problem at all. Because I don't think we rely on somebody running in behind.
2 of the goals, both of the goals yesterday reminded me a little bit of Buckley in the second era when we'd got promoted, and we were very reliant on Kevin Donovan coming into the inside, getting the ball to him, and then him playing it across the goal for someone like Leicester or Livo to tap it in, which is very similar to how we scored both goals yesterday. I hope that's a nice little reminder for you, Bruce. Just remembering that sort of stuff. But that's
I thought you were going to talk about Buckley Mark III then, and you were going to start comparing, sort of McEachran with Hunt and Michael Leary and the midfield of 2000 and sort of 8, 9 or 7, 8.
My controversial opinion is Buckley Mark III is that album that a popular band did that then will get revisited, and they'll go, actually, that is better than people appreciate. With that team and that owner still managing to be relatively competent in this league and getting us to the Johnston Tin Pot final, that was a big achievement. I think
it looked better. It just compared to what we'd seen in the first 2.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
He didn't have the players were just
shy.
Yeah.
And he still got them to a final. It's it was an album before its time, Bruce.
When you look what happened in the 2 years or 3 years after he left, but under the same circumstances, then you're probably right. But I mean, he did have a horrendous run at the end. But anyway, that's
Can I just bring it back?
Yes, bring it back, Mike.
No, why do we want to talk about losing to fucking Crewe?
Well, I don't really. I just wanted to say two things. I think yesterday is probably the first time I've had an actual genuine criticism of Artell. I think he should have changed that an awful lot sooner. He's got players on the bench that he could have changed. I know we've spoken about it before. I've not really bought into it, but yes, they absolutely should. And I also think Green didn't have a particularly good game offensively. I think the reason between Walker and Green you would take Walker off for Corey is because Green does give you an awful lot of defensive set pieces, and he did. He did that brilliantly yesterday, his defensive job. But there's very little that he actually did in terms of getting hold of the ball, running at somebody, powering his way through somebody and getting us going. And I always think as a team that's not doing what we should be doing, somebody on the pitch needs to get that going. And Kieran Green's the captain and a senior player. And you have to say to look, if things aren't going well and we're not doing what the manager wants us to do, who's getting people together and jostling them about? And I think that was something I wasn't very happy with yesterday. Nobody sort of getting them going, putting the foot on the ball, bringing ourselves back into the game. We don't do that enough. When things are going wrong, we don't slow the game down and get a foothold in it and change the momentum. We just let it drift by. And I'm looking for senior players to be able to affect that.
It's a little bit of last season creeping back in, isn't it? So last season we basically we had a nasty habit, didn't we? Whether it be Swindon at home on Good Friday, whether it be against Doncaster or whoever, we just capitulated whenever there was the first sign of adversity. There was a little bit of that at Harrogate earlier in the season when we drew 3-3. It could have ended up 5-1 in that period when we'd gone to 3-1. Just a sort of a little bit of a problem. We concede one, we concede two, and we are more resilient this season. Definitely, we have come from behind and got more points, I think, already this season than we did last season, or been pegged back and got them, and so on. But we are. You don't want that kind of element of like mental flimsiness to come back in. I mean, are we a side of great leaders? I don't think the game has moved on from that sort of thing. You don't tend to see sort of Paul Groves, Craig Disley type roll your sleeves up and get stuck in to the same extent anymore. But is it a point worth mentioning, or am I being over?
I haven't seen enough to say we're not, but I haven't seen enough to say we are. If you know what I mean. I think that the jury's still out on that one.
I think it's also it's also worth remembering we could have gone top yesterday.
Well, that's the next point I was going to make. We are judging them this season, game on game, from a higher standpoint.
Before you do that, because Sam did a Sam. And took us away from what I was going to say. Not his fault. He didn't know what I was going to say. But I think when Walker plays, Green does play a generally more defensive game. You're absolutely right, Mike, in terms of he's the senior leader. He should be taking it on. When Walker disappeared in that game, and he did, you are looking for someone else in the senior team to take that. But I think naturally his role when Walker is playing is to play a more defensive role, which is probably why you didn't see him. And I think he did that exemplary because they could have won 4-2 at one point.
I mean, I don't disagree. I think fundamentally, and you don't know how a player is with injuries and fatigue and stuff, but I think fundamentally we look at a much better team when it's McEachran and Corey in a two in that midfield, because I think Corey really does link up well with the left hand side. He also presses a lot higher and a lot better and wins the ball back higher up the pitch. And when Corey's on the pitch, Vernon gets an awful lot more of the ball, I think, because Corey occupies that left-sided centre-back, left-back a bit, and then it makes a bit of space. And I don't see Walker really doing that as much. So could be an injury thing, could be a fatigue thing, but I really like that McEachran and Corey. And I think if we can play that any game this season, that's what we should be playing.
I think you were just talking, Alex, a minute ago about you and Mike about how we could have gone top, and how tight the league is, and there's going to be points taken off teams, one way or the other, because the next three league games don't get any easier. We're away at Barrow, where historically we don't do any good at all. Then we're at home to Chesterfield, who have sold out the away end, who will always give us, it should be an entertaining game, that, because the scorelines that I've noticed for them this season have been, lots of goals involved, one way or the other. And then we go to Swindon, who are currently riding high. I mean, those three fixtures will be, on paper, they're three of the toughest fixtures of the season, really, because our record at Barrow is awful.
I don't think I've seen much of this, but I think it's important we don't lose perspective. As I said, we are judging from a higher standpoint because we expect more this year. So last season would have gone. That was a bit of a mucky game. We could have come out either side. But
Oh
but it's
no,
not
last
like this
season I'd have said that was a shite game.
No, but we'd have
I'd
been like,
say-
oh, it's away from
yeah.
home. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been as much of a problem as it is this year. But I think if you'd have gone back 5 or 6 games ago and said you're going to take 9 out of these 5 games coming out, 9 out of 15, would have all been pretty happy with that. I think the frustrating thing is just the performance yesterday. But if you look back at the record, I'm pretty happy with where we are. We was Cabia sliding it through and Vernon scoring and holding out at the other end from being top. So you can't lose that perspective. You know, that doesn't make you the runaway leader and the runaway champion. Not getting those 3 points doesn't make you a shit team. I think we're in that ballpark, and in Division 4, these sorts of things are going to happen. But we need to minimise the amount of times we're affecting it. So us not playing well is not within the control of the opposition, if you follow what I mean. Them playing well and dominating us, that is. But we're making too many mistakes we control.
Do you think Brentford was playing on some of the minds?
You would have thought that Sam and I talked about this in the pub, I think, briefly before the game, or I certainly did with somebody, and we said, you know, instead of what you normally expect, they're resting themselves, making sure they don't get injured. You go out today and prove to me that you should start on Tuesday. You know,
yeah,
Who starts now then, Bruce?
Bet Curry starts on Tuesday night. I remember. Sorry, this is going to sound like a very Sam thing to say, but I remember her saying before the Brighton game, I can't.
Who had 36 minutes over for the first Hurst mention? We have to check the book now.
I miss Paul.
It's 2 years this weekend since he was brutally executed in the tunnel at Doncaster.
He's crossing him off like he's in jail on his wall.
But he said, so there's a serious point to this, that he said that if I feel anyone's protecting themselves or they're coming out of tackles, I think we played at Sutton on a Tuesday night, and he basically said, and if I suspect anybody's doing that, I'll take you off and I won't pick you on Sunday at Brighton. And surely that's reflective of like managers generally speaking. Like if Artell suspected that anybody was holding back for Tuesday night yesterday, he'd have taken them off and he'd have not picked you on Tuesday night.
Well, nobody played at Brighton. Hurst's team didn't even have a go at Brighton. We just sat back and did nothing.
Could we have done it, Brighton? For God's sake, that side had Caicedo.
Hang on.
We played at Brighton like Gillingham did with 9 men against us.
The only thing.
Their keeper should have been sent off, Bruce. If Gillingham fans want something, their keeper should have been sent off. We didn't get that one, did we? Where's Trevor Kettle Jr. when we need him?
Didn't want to ruin the game.
I don't think it was a lack of effort yesterday. I think it's a lack of application of that effort.
But it's not. It's
not. They're not holding back. Maybe it's in their head, but I don't think they're holding back.
I'm not saying that though. There is still a subconscious effort element when you are playing. You don't run at 110%. You're running at 98% because you do have that in your mind, and because you have that in your mind, it does make you that little bit slower. I don't know. I assume Brentford will help us out, but I think getting out of the League Cup. I know I'd like a European Conference League away journey or two to Tbilisi or somewhere, but I don't mind if we get knocked out on Tuesday.
I watched them last night. I'd rather play Liverpool.
Yeah.
Can I just, if we win on Tuesday, do we then start to prioritise the cup over the league?
Oh yeah, it'll be like Postecoglou. Yeah, it'll be like just like that.
We'll start playing all the kids in the league games for a month until the next round of the League Cup.
Hey,
we could do worse. Team.
We could do worse though, couldn't we? Aren't our youngsters undefeated this year? Not just this season, but this calendar year.
And David Artell always wins a trophy in his second full season.
Exactly. There you go. We're on it. Lincolnshire Cup. Watch out.
I think we need to read some of these comments out because there's loads of comments coming up, and the one for telly, aren't they? When we don't say anything. I've tried to put them on the screen, but it looks like I haven't got permission.
Jack's having a pop.
Am I the only one without access to the?
He's not having pop of your hair. He said it's a good hairline.
I thought he was taking the piss.
Mike's got a great hairline. Never noticed it before. So stop bringing things up and highlighting stuff to those who are listening rather than watching.
It's receding. So
yeah, but it's all receding together, Mike. Unlike mine, you ain't got a Treasure Island at the front.
Sarah Croft, who used to share her sandwiches with me on the bus at the before we went home, says we could have played more attacking at Brighton. To be honest, we did play defensive.
Thank
We'd have
you,
lost
Sarah.
8-0. We'd have lost 8-0 or 10-0 if we'd gone for it against them.
But it's like
they're
dying in a
confident in the
haze of
side.
bullets, Sam. It's like dying in a haze of bullets. It's glorious, glorious
And
8-0
Sam,
loss.
are you saying that?
Sam,
Are
I'm
you
not
saying
one-
that we were ultra defensive against Manchester United? We took it to them, we put it to their
Yeah,
throat,
but
and
you
they
were
crumbled
shit.
like pathetic. Yeah, but Brighton aren't much better. They were mid-table.
Right, Sam.
That Brighton side was phenomenal. That Brighton side had like
Oh,
Estepinian,
so-
Casado,
okay.
McAllister,
I'm liking
Evan
this.
Ferguson,
I'm liking this.
Ondav. They were
I'm liking
brilliant.
this.
What was it?
Sam.
Solly March passed up. They were brilliant players.
Sam,
Sam,
I'm not one to normally bring up politics, but you approached the Brighton game like you lot approached the last election.
You don't have a chance. Like anything that Rishi did in the last election, we were going to
Oh!
lose. It just didn't matter what
Oh,
we did.
God. I've missed you,
I
Sam.
don't even understand politics, but I can say enough to get him going. Oh, sorry,
Sam.
we're mates, aren't we, today? Anyway, we're so
Sam.
sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to upset you.
No, but Sam's just been given so much rope, he's hung himself. So Manchester United, absolutely shit, disastrous team. Didn't they just beat Liverpool?
Excuse me, sorry, Grimsby Town fan here.
Can I point out, we also had a conversation this week about how Sam was saying, well, I think Man United have massively improved. And that didn't work out. That he's only said that after they lost to him, hasn't he?
Jay, right, let's fuck off.
I was astonished he didn't put 2 and 2 together when I didn't say that massive. I said Amarin showed signs of sorting it, is what I said. And I think they've won 4 of the last 5 now. And
Bruce,
they're up to fifth
can I
in
mute
the
them
table.
if they're starting to talk about this?
Can you in the chat? Can you just put? I'm really enjoying Sam being back tonight. Can you put a thumbs up if you're enjoying Sam being back, please, in the chat? Because I'm in all seriousness, it's great to have you back, mate.
Thank you, mate.
It's
It's because I
Bruce
bought you
just
one
likes-
drink up. I bought you one drink, and all of a sudden you're my mate again.
Yeah, well, I had to buy you one back though. It didn't really work, that did it?
That's very-
But
I'll buy you another one in March.
it doesn't. Yeah. Well, when we're celebrating promotion,
Bruce!
we did say yesterday. We did say
Bruce!
yesterday.
You said, shall we bring these people in?
Oh,
to talk?
sorry.
And you've just. Joshua Paris says, do you think Artel will go with Warren at centre back and Rodgers right back, or Rodgers centre back with either Warren or Eccleston right back on Tuesday? I don't think he'll play Eccleston on Josh on Tuesday. Mariner Halley just pressed the wrong thumbs thing.
I think he'll go with the same back 4 on Tuesday night. I'd be surprised if he changed that at all, to be honest.
Jesus,
I don't think he'd have played that back 4 if Lavelle was still didn't have a little niggle. I think he'd have kept it the same.
So Tuesday on their minds. We've already answered that for you, Johnny. I think there was a little bit. Nobody else does. Michael Jackson said, not that one, says, have we really made progress from last season? Win, loss, win, loss. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We beat Manchester United this year, and we could have gone top yesterday. So yes.
Aren't we win, loss, win, loss?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
We still don't draw many.
The key point is if we'd nicked that and not them, we would have been top.
But we didn't.
But we did. Yeah, I know we didn't. But that's the context. You can't, in the space of one game, from being the top of the league to being shit. That's not how it works.
It's an even league, and if we put together a kind of if we put together a decent, consistent run at some stage, or this is true of anybody, Walsall, whoever. If we do, you'll find yourself 10 points clear. I think if you manage to put yourself a decent run together, and who'd say we won't do that? Still, I think. Sorry, man.
No, sorry. I was just going to add just something that came to me. Youngie said yesterday, and I think you were talking to him about it. He must really not fancy Tory. He didn't put him on at all yesterday, did he? And I thought that was a game where he'd have excelled in that game.
I think he probably thinks Tory gives the ball away quite a lot, doesn't he?
I don't think I've seen enough of him to be able to. I haven't seen enough of him to be able to say that. I haven't seen enough.
No better, no worse than the rest of the midfield yesterday.
Yeah,
Even Charles Vernon's great opportunity had 10 minutes before it all changed and fell on its arse. He stood on the ball, which showed exactly how fluid we all were yesterday. It just didn't go for us, and I assume Crewe fans are really enjoying it. And haven't they taken winning magnanimously, unlike others? But there we go. A bunch of nice, decent people. No one's hurling racial abuse at Omar Bogle there. Anyone else? Sam, don't crinkle your thing. Can you not remember that last year? Omar Bogle getting it? Disgusting.
I don't. No, I was kind of like I don't remember it, but so I don't. So I'm not denying it happened. I can't remember that. It was in the home game or the away game.
It was at Gillingham away.
Oh no, I wasn't at Gillingham away. That's why I can't.
No, we weren't
remember
there.
it.
He wasn't there. He wasn't playing for us. You idiot.
He hasn't played for us for a while, Sam. He wasn't playing for us last year.
Yep.
Anyway,
What?
Aaron says Brentford have a decent throw. So they've got Jordan Cropper on their team. So there we go. That should be fun. We'll have a look at it. We've really not done anything about Brentford, have we?
They will be able to play quite a few different ways, which they concern me more than Man United because they can mix it. They can chuck a ball into the box to the big man and they can pass it about.
Nothing to lose again, though, have we?
No.
Big crowd. Fans will be up for it. I think this game, because it's a League Cup game, everyone's remember. So far we've had, obviously Shrewsbury was fairly straightforward, but we've had Man United, and then 5,000 of us went to Hillsborough. I think people have got, there's a feel good factor around the League Cup, and I don't think that'll affect the early atmosphere. I just don't expect it to be like it was for Man United. I think that's a once or twice in a lifetime. The atmosphere has been like that at Blundell Park since it went all-seater about 2 or 3 times, hasn't it? That Fulham game in the playoffs,
in the league,
in the playoffs in 97-98 was electric. It was electric against
Lincoln.
Buckley's. Buckley, that was the first season, I think, when we beat Buckley's West Brom with Bonetti.
Yeah.
I think that was the first season of all-seater. That was, obviously 30 years ago now. That was electric. But there's been, maybe the Tottenham Cup game and the Newcastle game was a decent atmosphere for most of it. But by and large, I don't think there's going to be a repeat of that. I just hope the fans are half as up for it as they were for Man United, and there'll still be a good atmosphere.
Can I give you 2 other ones, Bruce, that were really good for atmosphere when it was all-seater? Lincoln at home in the playoffs. Remember Gary Jones with his header? And Blackpool in the northern semi-final of the Auto Windscreen Shield in 1998. That was
I didn't go to that, I don't think.
Oh, you part-time bastard!
I was a Wembley wanker. No, you're right.
Bruce getting grief from you about Bruce getting grief from you about being a part-time supporter. God, we have gone through the looking glass, haven't we?
No, but I should have gone to that. My biggest regret, actually, there aren't many, but my biggest regret is that I didn't go to Burnley in the Auto Windscreens Northern Area semi-final second leg, because that was when we first got to Wembley. I was sat in the ship listening to it on the radio in Barnolby.
Well, there you go. Well, some of us went because we were supporters. Anyway, Bruce, you've got a game. We've got 12 minutes to go. Sam, I won't even pick on the part-time jibe, even though we haven't seen you on the podcast since July.
I've missed you, Sam.
We've had loads of thumbs up. We've had loads of thumbs up, haven't we?
No, we haven't. We've had 2 thumbs down, and that's it.
Oh, dear. Right, we better play the game then.
Right.
I'll let you go. Comparisons continue.
Unbelievable. Where is this thing?
How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you?
Yes, the best bit of the podcast so far, that jingle. Bruce is going to be in charge of the how old are you thing. We've finished talking about losing to Crewe. And I think that counts as a Brentford preview for the FA Cup the League Cup last team. Bruce, go on then.
Right. Okay. Play along at home if you want to. And let us know how you get on. We've got an October special for you this evening, given that we are in the month of October. And we're actually for the first 2, we are going back to 20 years ago today, when it is, because today is Justin Whittle Day, isn't it? And the first question to Sam, first of all, on the 20th of October, sorry, not 20th of October, what am I giving it? That's not the date, is it? Anyway, on the date of that game, it's 26 today, isn't it?
Hang on, Bruce. Mark Worrell said Bruce got asked how old he was on the Monday night on Radio Humberside phone-in.
I didn't. He tried to ask him. He tried to get him to ask me about how old I was, but instead they were more interested in talking about Stefan Dennis off Neighbours leaving. He wanted to know my opinion on him leaving Strictly Come Dancing. I didn't even know what he was on about. Anyway, we've only got 10 minutes. We need to crack on. So Justin Whittle, on the day of the Newcastle game, the incident with Shearer, Sam, how old was he?
Towards the end of his career when he's played for us. So I'm going to say 31.
31. Mike, you're next up.
33. I know where Alex is going.
34.
34. Justin Whittle was 34. Well done, Alex. You're on 0. Mike, you're 1 out on 1. And Sam, you're 3 out. Okay. Next one. His little mate. How old was Alan Shearer, Sam?
His little mate.
I think he was 30. I think he was 30, 34.
34 says Sam. I'm going to change the order next time. Mike.
35.
35 says Mike. And Alex.
What was going on?
What's going on? We're playing the game.
I said 36.
36, right.
Was I muted? I apologise. I thought I'd said it and I'd upset Bruce so much he was just staring at me.
Okay, he was 35. Well done, Mike. You stay on 1. Sam, you were a year out. You move on to 4. And Alex, you were a year out. You move on to 1. Okay, we'll go to Mike first this time. 2nd of October 2010. Alan Connell, the highlight of our first year in the conference, scored twice as Town beat Newport. How old was Alan Connell in 2010? How old?
27.
27 says Mike very quickly. Alex?
26.
Sam?
25.
25. Remember, you don't have to be different at this stage. You can, if you think somebody says your guess. He was 27, Mike. Very well done.
Did you know that?
Football manager, yeah. This is one of the things that stuck with me for a while. I knew he was 27, 28, that sort of
thing. This is why Mike's our stats, tactics and everything else, man. He pays attention. Alex, you're 1 out, moving you on to 2. Mike still's on 1. Sam, you were 2 out, moving you on to 6. Work to be done. Right, Alex, you go first this time. 6th of October 2015. Nathan Arnold, I don't know if you remember the game, was putting an inspired performance when he came back after the death of his mum. And he scored. He scored twice in a really good performance. Can you remember
great goals as well?
How old Nathan Arnold was on that day in 2015?
What year was it? Sorry,
2015. 6th of October.
28.
Alex has 28. Sam, you can go next this time.
So 10 years ago, I think he was. See, I think Alex is right. I think vaguely. So that's can you go with the same number?
Yeah, you go 28. Mike?
28.
He was 28. Well done,
Mike
everybody.
is just playing this game. Mike doesn't know. He's just doing it because he knows I can't get better than him then.
Don't you worry. You wait till the last one, Alex. He always mixes things up.
In fairness, I'd have gone that ballpark. He was 20.
Right, Mike, I think you've only been first once, so you can go first this time.
Go on then.
29th of October 2002. Grimsby 6, Burnley 5. Steve Cabber scored twice. One of the several brilliant loanees that we had at that time. In the 6-5 win against Burnley. How old was Steve Cabber?
On
loan from
31.
On loan from Sheffield United, was it?
31.
What year was the Burnley win?
2002.
Okay.
You were going in 2002, Mike, weren't you?
Just after that. No, not that one.
Okay, right. Okay, you say how old?
31.
Sam.
30.
30. Steve Cabot.
I haven't got a Scooby Doo.
I apologise then. I thought this would just be enough within living memory. Alex, you were a little bit older than these two. Go on.
Well, it was a loan player, so I assume he was like 21.
No, he's been about a bit, and he was an old loan player.
Right, Steve Cabot, on the 29th of October 2002, Steve Cabot was 21 years old.
Fuck off.
You fucking idiots.
We can see your eyes moving, Alex.
Oh, sorry.
I honestly thought he was a young
I didn't know
loanee.
Steve Cabot was until that bloody question. Sorry, I'm massively at a
I've never
disadvantage
seen
in
him
this
play.
game.
You absolute arsehole.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but Mike, I wouldn't have guessed a fucking loan player was 31 years old.
There's a fucking age limit on loan players now, is there?
Nathan Arnold came on loan when he first signed. Nathan Arnold came on loan for us.
Right.
I think I was thinking of George.
Right, bring it back. You bring it back. We've got 4 minutes.
Jesus.
Right.
And what points am I on then, Bruce?
You're on 1 still.
Yes. What's Mike on?
He's
Mike's
not on,
on,
he's on
Mike's
2.
on 11.
He's on 2.
Mike's on 11.
Well done, Mike. Played well.
Oh, you absolute twat.
And Sam, you were 10 out. You're on 16. You're on 16. Right. I feel I should let one of the youngsters go first this time then.
Oh yeah, now you start.
I've not been first for ages.
Right. You haven't been first for ages. Go on then, Sam. 14th of October 2005. Is that close enough, or is that still too long ago?
I can just about remember this.
Right. Bolland, Reddy and Gary Cohen demolished Cheltenham on a Friday evening 3-0. I went. It was a great night. Town stayed top of the league. How old was Michael Reddy in 2005?
24.
24, says Sam. Mike?
I think Sam's about right.
24? We've got 3 minutes
25.
now.
25.
25.
A bit
Alex?
different.
I'm going 25 as well, then I'm winning.
You knobhead.
Well, so you don't go 35 or 15, mate. You're winning.
That is a fundamental flaw in this game, in the scoring of this game.
Right, we're on the time limit tonight. We've got 2.5 minutes. Right. Michael Reddy was 25, indeed. Alex, you've not dropped a point since about the second question.
Yeah, and our team should take advantage and learn something from me there.
Sam, you're 1 out. You move on to 17.
Are we still going?
Mike stays on 11. Right, last question.
Void. It's like
last
the 21 Ashes void.
Right, last question. We've got 2 minutes. We can take our time with this one. 24th of October 2016. Sam, are you listening?
I am listening, yeah.
Shrewsbury appoint Grimsby Town manager Paul Hurst as their new manager. How old? Mike? No, Alex can go first because he's winning. How old was Paul Hurst on the 24th of October 2016?
Oh my word! 50.
50. Right. Okay.
He's 55 now, so I'm pretty fucked.
Well, that's 9 years ago, and you just said 50. But anyway, that's fine.
You're in trouble, Alex.
Right, Mike.
I'm going 2016.
26, 11, 9 years ago.
Get on with it.
41.
41. Sam?
42. He's 51 now.
42. Okay, he was indeed 41.
Ah.
Mike, you stay on 11.
No, because his birthday's in September. His birthday's a couple of
How
days.
do you know when his birthday is?
Sam.
He knows what he got.
Let me finish. I've got a minute, right?
Knows what weight he was.
He turned 42 the following day.
Oh.
Right. Alex, you were
Fucking hell.
9 out. That moves you on to
11.
10.
No, it moves him on to 11.
No, it was 10. I was on 1 minute
Oh, no,
ago.
11. Yeah, no. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Moves you on to 11.
Oh, here we go. Mr. Gillingham. Booking ref. That's a booking.
It's
Anyway,
fucking
it's
maths.
not
It's maths, Alex. It's maths.
Right, actually,
Just saying the formation lap is about
It's
to
all
begin.
done.
You said 1 point a minute ago, Bruce.
right, I know, but I got it wrong. Can you just roll the credit? You actually drew. I started writing your number down on Mike's bit.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life around here. They're going crazy.
This antiquated main stand, I can feel it vibrating.
Jay, they got a penalty here. There'll be fish flying about that. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football!
This is Vernon! Vernon scored! The supporters are invading the pitch because Grimsby Town have caused one of the biggest upsets in their history.
Love it.